It all started many years ago. I was passing blood very stupidly, didn't do anything about it. Rushed into hospital 2 or 3 times. They couldn't find out what it was. They eventually found out it was a tumour on my kidney, which had to be removed. Unfortunately, further down the line, 18 months or so, I found out I got secondaries in my lung, bone at the top of my leg and in my stomach. And really there was no treatment as such that helped.
The problem was a big one. John could die within months.
A lovely man called Prof Hancock asked me if I'd do a drug trial, which obviously I agreed to do. You're a layman, you haven't got a clue what it is. I'm just happy to be doing something that could prolong the life.
It was involved a drug called interferon, which at that time was starting to show good promise with boosting the immune system against cancer.
It wasn't pleasant, to say the least. It was like having flu for a year.
The amazing thing was that he firstly tolerated the treatment, and secondly, the scans after a few months showed that the disease was stable. 6 months later, the lesions were smaller. And then we did a scan after the treatment and everything had gone.
But fortunately, it worked. I asked how much the drug trial cost and they said £100,000. And I suppose they've heard it many times before, but I said, I'm going to raise you that back. And at the moment, I think we're around about 350,000. So, I have paid it back and will continue to, thank them for, the old saying, they're keeping families together longer, and I'll never be able to thank them enough for keeping my family together as long as they have. The best part really has been seeing the boys grow up. My youngest son, Harry, is a successful engineer and never ever flinches when he's asked to have a day off and help in various fundraising things we've done, the golf day, etc. My eldest son, James, actually was moved by my experience, and he always said it forwarded him into a career in oncology, and he's now working at Christie's in Manchester on the new proton beam machine. He
has had scans since and has remained completely clear. So you could call that a miracle. But the miracle was obviously the drug that he'd had, which he could only have because he was part of a clinical trial. And he could only have that clinical trial because Sheffield was part of the national trial.
I don't ever want to go through it again, but if I was going through it again, I'd do things totally different. I didn't tell anybody, I didn't tell my wife that I'd got cancer. And my main worry was telling the boys. They were teenagers at the time, and to tell them that their dad might not be around much longer was something I weren't looking forward to. Sorry. The only thing that ever gets to me and upsets me is thinking back to having to tell the boys that Daddy weren't going to be around much longer. And he is, so I can't thank Weston Park enough.